Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. S&M with Tally and KRC. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to S&M. I'm Eve. This is Tally.
Hi! I am so happy. I'm actually able to use the living room.
I was gonna say, you wanna tell them why, and it's up to you whether you want to share that.
Yeah, I'm actually able to use the living room because, as everyone knows, at the moment I live with my dad. My dad and his parasite. That they're not here.
Dad took the step monster and went out of town, so
He didn't just go out of town; he went out of country.
yeah.
They're going to be gone for 2 whole months.
I say hi, Raziel, Seamus, and Pat, and Mr. Yes.
Hi! Hi, guys!
Mr. Yes asks who wrote this song. Actually, our good friend Samael wrote and recorded that for us. He was super sweet and did it without me even ask him to. He just made it for us, and I was just like, "You're awesome."
He made it and just kind of went here.
Our little, I'll put it up here real quick. Our intro art. Yeah, that's also the banner on our YouTube.
Yep.
That was made by another very good friend of ours, Miss Kefke. So
Kefke refused payment for that.
She did. No, I think I did force payment on her.
Yeah, but she
had to like hold her down.
For a long time. She refused to take payment for that, and I felt bad because of it.
Mm. But yes, here we are again.
Yeah, if anyone wants to make us fan art, we will be very grateful. We're not going to ask for any though, and we'll probably try to pay you for it.
Well, no, we won't just like, hey, here's a sketch stick figure drawing I did if you guys pay me. No.
No.
But it's one of those things of we did commission her to do that, and she was like, "Oh no, you don't have to pay me," and I'm like,
"Bitch, we're paying you."
Yeah, I was like, "I'm commissioning you. I'm going to pay you." If it's something that I've gone out and commissioned somebody to do, and they sit there and try to refuse payment,
I'm going to make everyone very jealous. I was so happy that I was able to use the kitchen in peace. That for dinner, I made myself a sirloin steak with potatoes.
I'm jelly.
And carrots and mushrooms and peppercorn sauce.
I am going to have Kayla after. Whoa.
Travis Gardner donated $10. Just had to fix my AC today and feel like I am melting. It is 101 degrees here, 36 degrees for Tally.
36 degrees Celsius, Tally. That's not right. That's not right.
36 degrees Celsius is body temperature. Or about.
Right, no, that's right. Yeah. 36 degrees, it's 101 degrees Fahrenheit where he is, Travis did. Give me just 2 seconds. Actually, I can do this through...
Well, actually, body temperature, I think, is actually 37.
Happy's coming to say hello, peoples.
Kayla made her fly earlier, and she was so confused.
Yeah, Travis just said, just had to fix my AC today, and I feel like I'm melting. It's 101 degrees in here. 36 degrees for Tally.
That is pretty
Thank you for the donation, Travis. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Travis.
Actually, give me a second. I might be able to help you out with something, Tally. But
what do you mean?
Well, problem is I've got one hand on the mouse trying to do things, and I've got the other hand on the puppy who insisted on being petted, and this is
very inconvenient.
Catch. You can see Kayla's arm in the background. See? Wave.
Happy look like she kind of like
She does that when she's being held in the air. She's like, I don't know what to do. My feet are not touching things. I'm in the air. I'm airborne.
Yeah, but I saw her flinch when you like did that. Poor baby.
That's okay. She'll be fine. Come on, log in now, damn it.
What are you doing?
I've got an idea, because it's something that somebody else showed me how to do. And it's like, oh, why didn't I think of that before?
Think of what?
A way for you to see when we get donations. And it should be real quick. Because if I go... if I send you this, it should open to like it should open to just like a blank, like a little green screen.
Alert box.
Yeah, it should be blank. Unless I hit
this.
Blank.
All right, I might be I might glitch out because it's loading. Okay, there we go. It's blank.
All right, if it's blank, and then I go over here and I do this.
Wow!
Travis Gardner donated $10. Just had to fix my AC today and feel like I am melting. It is 101 degrees here, 36 degrees for taillight.
That's so cool!
Mm-hmm. Tally's very impressed by technology, kids.
I am very
impressed thank you for
with
the
technology.
Oh, he says 38 degrees. He was wrong, sorry. He said in chat 38 degrees. So yeah, it's pretty toasty there. It's pretty toasty. I'm glad you got your AC fixed, Travis. Because we don't want you to be sitting in that kind of temperature.
Yeah, see, I find it funny because 100 degrees over here, you'd be dead. Whereas 100 degrees over there, it's just very hot. And that, I just find that fact amusing.
I can hear my own voice, and I'm not a fan. There we go. I had the stream pulled up to make sure that it was still coming through good on y'all's end. And Travis is not a cat. I'm glad to know you're not a cat.
So, you've got articles.
I do have articles.
Yeah.
Get ready for some articles, kids. We won't necessarily be the most up-to-date things, because most of our news that we've collected is from a few days back, but Cryptic says 69 degrees is the... There you go, 69. So we figured out it will make...
Everyone loves that number.
It will make Tally lag a little bit when we get donations, so, make Tally lag, kids. She'll enjoy it. She gets off on lagging, I think.
I do. It's true.
God damn it. Anyway.
It means you're making my computer work hard.
It's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say you're making my computer wet, and I was like, hold on.
No, we don't want my computer wet. No, that's bad.
No, that's what we do for I'm gonna shut the fuck up now. Let's move along. So got this article here, and the thing this one's a couple weeks old, but I didn't hear anybody talk about it. Didn't hear anybody mention it. anywhere. So I wanted to bring it up and talk about it.
Is this the one we were going to talk about last week? But
yes, it is. It is.
Because I fell asleep.
Yeah, it's okay. Muzzle sent to Tennessee vaccine expert was bought on Amazon. Credit card was in her name, report says. So this bitch comes out and saying like somebody sent her a threat. She's upset because somebody sent her like a dog muzzle, saying that she was she had somebody was trying to shut her up because they didn't like what she was saying. Turns out that the muzzle was bought on her Amazon account with her credit card. So. Dr. Michelle.
So did she buy it herself for her dog, like as like for the scandal, or did she buy it and forget?
She's claiming she didn't. She's claiming that this is all, something orchestrated. Well, that's the thing is I haven't read through the entire article yet, so I'm not exactly sure what she's claiming after she's confronted with these facts. But Dr. Michelle Fiscus, who claimed she was fired for political reasons, said the dog muzzle was a threat. A state inquiry said it was bought with an Amazon Express card. Sorry, Amazon Express. American Express card in her name. Tennessee's former top vaccination official, Dr. Michelle Fiscus, told state investigators in July she'd received a dog muzzle in the mail, which she deemed to be a threat to keep her quiet. The muzzle, however, was bought on an Amazon account with an American Express card in her name, according to a state investigation that concluded Monday. Quote, "There is no evidence to indicate that the dog muzzle was intended to threaten Dr. Fiscus," said the report. Written by Special Agent Mario Vigil of the State Department of Safety and Homeland Security. Fiscus, a pediatrician, was the state's medical director of Vaccine Preventable Disease and Immunization Program.
Hang on. I've got to stop you right there. She's the state's medical director for Vaccine Preventable Diseases and the Immunization Program.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a fucking pediatrician.
Mm-hmm. I mean, a doctor is a doctor in that case, but, pediatricians just specialize in children.
A pediatrician is a child specialist doctor.
Right, but they still know how to treat adults. They just don't specialize in them.
But an immunization specialist is a thing. Like, you can actually get people who are...
Yeah, that is the thing. I see your point there. That is, you want somebody who's actually specialized in how this stuff works in immunizations and stuff, and she's a pediatrician.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't hire her. Most of you know I live in Tennessee. I didn't, even know who this bitch was until this article came out, so.
Okay, continue. She was fired in July.
She said she was fired in July, on July 12th, in a political firestorm, less than 2 weeks after she said she was mailed the muzzle. She has said her firing was a political decision to placate lawmakers who disapproved the health department's outreach to vaccinate teenagers against COVID-19.
Do you know what the average death age of someone that dies from
well,
COVID
we're not going to get into that.
Here in the UK?
We're not going to get into that. 21.
Well,
47. 16. 8.
Life expectancy here in the UK is 81. Life expectancy of someone with COVID is 82.
Anyway, we're not even going to get into that. Fiscus could not be immediately reached for comment Tuesday. I bet she fucking couldn't. She told NBC affiliate WSMB of Nashville that she acknowledges that the muzzle was paid for using an American Express that belongs to her, but she, quote, vehemently denies buying the muzzle and sending it to herself.
I'm calling bullshit.
quote, I've thought about who could be to blame. It's not anything that I have any evidence to show, Viscus told WSMV. I think there's just a lot of layers to that. I don't understand. I think there is just a lot of layers here that I don't understand. I think there's just a lot of layers here, Tally. There's a lot of layers. Bitch, what? You tried to make it look like somebody threatened you. You thought that if you opened another Amazon account, no one would figure it out. But your dumbass couldn't even order it from like some podunk nothing site and couldn't even be smart enough to not use your own credit card.
Your own credit card.
Fiscus tweeted Monday night.
You know all those. You know how a couple of years ago there were all those hate crime hoaxes.
Yeah, I know, right? The ones that were like people spray painting the N-word on a wall, and it turns out it was like the person coming out to their car and it's like, oh my god, my car's been defaced and there's an N-word spray painted on it. And the police came to the conclusion, yeah, we have video footage of you doing that.
And then there was the poop swastika that was backwards. That was done by a black person.
Yeah, swastikas and things that ended up being put on things by black people, and it's like, but
the thing is, you know, when these swastikas aren't actually done by neo-Nazis, because a neo-Nazi wouldn't paint a swastika backwards.
I mean, if you're gonna, be racist, at least get it right.
So if it's painted backwards, there's a big I don't think that was painted by an actual neo-Nazi.
So she goes on to say, Viscus tweeted Monday night that, quote, the state investigation did not conclude I sent the muzzle. In fact, it only concluded my credit card was charged with the incorrect billing address, my state work office, to an Amazon account I didn't know existed, she said in a tweet. That account was that account was apparently accessed from the state of Washington, where I had never been, by a cell phone using a carrier I have never used, she said in another tweet. I have asked the state for a full unredacted report and am waiting for a response. The report, which was reviewed by NBC, was partly redacted. At times, it omitted names or personal identifiers such as phone numbers. An investigation was opened July 7th when a doctor said the state health department contacted the state's Homeland Security Director, Greg Mays, and expressed concern that the muzzle was intended as a threat, according to the report. I'm going to click over here to chat real quick before we get too crazy.
All right. I don't think that it was actually accessed through a phone in Washington. And if it was, then she had someone do it for her.
Rick says, I don't believe her story. Pat says, I hate fake crimes. I agree. Mitch was backing you up with an immunologist. An immunologist. Words are hard. I managed to get them out of my mouth somehow. And no comments from the peanut gallery young lady. She's just looking at me all innocent, like she wasn't going to say something. Oh, she didn't hear me. Anyway. Yes, I have girlfriend in the background, so she's been here all week, and it's great. She's waving with her bum hand, with her messed up finger. Her broken finger.
She's showing us where it hurts.
Everywhere. You
know what? My son used to do that whenever he got, I took him trick-or-treating and he fell and he grazed both of his thumbs. And every time someone walked up to him, he went, look, and showed them where he skinned his thumb. And then he would go, look, and showed them the other one.
Cryptic says forced vaccination bypassing their parents. That's why she was fired. I believe it. Handing these vaccinations out like candy at schools without asking parents' permissions to vaccinate your child is a big no-no, especially with all the issues that we've had with these vaccines and the way people have reacted to them after the fact.
My sister, when my sister's got allergies, and she has to carry an EpiPen with her. When she went to get vaccinated, there was someone there with like 4 EpiPens lined up just in case she had a reaction.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it before. We had a friend who had such a visceral reaction that she was instructed by her doctor to not take the second shot.
You know, the president of Pfizer hasn't had the Pfizer vaccine. He hasn't had any vaccine.
Well, I don't know about that. I just know that
I saw an article about it somewhere. I'll have to find it.
There are some interesting things being thrown around about that, but I want to get back to the story real quick.
Okay.
2 special agents met with Fiscus on July 8th. She told them that the muzzle was delivered to her office in an Amazon package July 2nd, but that she didn't open it until July 6th after the holiday weekend, the report said. There was no return address or other identifying data to indicate who sent the silicon basket dog muzzle. Silicon basket dog muzzle?
It's a basket that goes around the dog's muzzle, which made of silicone.
At first I read silicone ball, I was like, oh honey, that's a completely different kind of muzzle. That's a completely different kind of muzzle. Somebody trying to invite you to do something fun.
It's like a cage that goes around the dog's muzzle, but it's made of silicone.
Yeah. Fiscus said she first thought a colleague had sent her the muzzle as a joke, but when the colleague denied having sent it, Fiscus told investigators that she viewed it as a veiled threat. Fiscus said that she felt it was a threat and that she could...
Very veiled threat.
Yeah. Said that she felt it was a threat and that she should stop... Sorry. Dr. Fiscus said she was a threat. She felt it was a threat and that she should stop talking about vaccinated people, the report said. Due to her role in the vaccination program and her authoring a memo on Tennessee's mature minor doctrine, that she had been singled out for criticism by some people in the public as well as several Tennessee legislators. A special agent contacted Amazon on July 8th about the muzzle. An Amazon employee told the agent that without a subpoena, he could only do a cursory barcode search. The employee said that based on the search, the receiver, Dr. Fiscus, was also the sender, but he could not be certain, said the report said. An investigator spoke to Fiscus, who told the special agent that she had no knowledge of who sent the muzzle or why Amazon indicated that she had sent it.
Because she sent it.
The report also said that Fiscus allowed investigators to access an Amazon account in her name and view archived purchases from the account. The account did not list the muzzle as a purchased item. The report said. Fiscus also said neither her husband or her daughter sent the muzzle, the report said. After a judge signed off on a subpoena ordering Amazon to provide more details about the account behind the muzzle, investigators learned that, quote, the account which the muzzle had been purchased was in Dr. Fiscus's name and had been opened in March of 2021.
Okay, the reason I think this is all bullshit is because it was bought using her card.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty obvious.
And the likelihood of her giving a stranger in DC her card number, when all other possibilities are removed, no matter how improbable, what remains is the most likely.
The most, it is the most likely assumption is the one that's the easiest assumption is the sorry, words aren't coming out of my mouth correctly. I've been reading too long.
The most likely assumption is usually, yeah.
The simplest solution is usually the correct one. Like, whatever is the easiest way to get from point A to point B is most likely the correct assumption. I mean, it's not always. And they should definitely do their thorough searching, because this could literally be somebody pulling some shit. You know, somebody got a hold of her credit card number. They know her work address. They know her home address, so why not, you know? But investigators...
But the thing is, when you go through Amazon, her card, unless it's a business card would be registered to her home address.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you set up a Amazon account, when you put a card in, you have to put the billing address in.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to know her billing address for it to work.
Yeah, memes in chat just said Occam's razor. That's what I meant. It's a simpler way. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. And you can usually draw the conclusion that the simplest answer is usually the correct one, the most likely. Investigators also asked a judge to subpoena the service provider of the phone number listed on the Amazon account the muzzle was purchased on. The investigator said records provided to the investigation showed that the carrier was T-Mobile. Although Fiscus said her termination was political, state documents say she was fired because she was a poor leader and manager.
Well, forcing kids to get vaccinated without their parents' consent, because I've been vaccinated in school. A nurse would come in and vaccinate us kids. But in order for them to do that, my mother had to sign a permission slip.
Well, I mean, we don't know that the program itself, because we didn't just read about the program, that it was necessarily like forced vaccination of kids. It could have been just a propaganda program to encourage kids to want to get vaccinated. You know what I mean? Hey, make sure you're telling your parents, kids, get you vaccinated. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
still shady.
It's shady, but still a little more. Little less than forcing people into things. Tennessee's chief medical officer, Dr. Tim Jones, recommended removing Fiscus partly because of complaints about her leadership approach and because of how she handled a letter about the vaccination rights of minors, which prompted outrage among Republican legislators, state records show. How she handled a letter. I'm kind of curious now.
Because unless someone is what's the name? What's it called when you no longer need parental consent to do stuff? When a judge signs off that
an emancipation.
Yeah, unless you're an emancipated minor, you need parental
and even then, the worst part about that is being emancipated doesn't happen very often. B, doesn't necessarily grant you all the rights that an adult has.
No, but with emancipation, something you can do is make your own medical choices. And unless we're talking about emancipated minors here, you cannot convince, you still need parental consent to do medical treatments.
Yeah.
So she was fired because she was shit at her job, and she then did this as a political stunt.
Pretty much.
Which just made her look like an even bigger dumbass. She wasn't even smart about the entire hoax. No. Why is it when people do these hoaxes, they do it in such a way that it's so easy to catch them out?
I don't know. Just like they don't think that anyone's going to look into it. They're like, I'm so clever that I'm more clever than the police who look through these kind of things all the time. Yuki of Sakuda, friend of the show, donates to us all the time and things like that.
We love him.
Do you know what he does for a living, right?
Fraud investigation.
He's a fraud investigator. And he's told me before, because he's been in my Twitch chats as well, and he's like, you would not believe the shit that people get away with, the dumb shit that people try to do, and you're like, really?
Well, it's kind of like, you know what? Speaking of dumb shit people do to try and get away with it when it comes to the law, me and my dad's wife, we fell out because she phoned the police crying. Fake crying, saying that I had hacked her and my dad. And then she got off the phone, and then she goes to me, haha, you're going to get arrested. The police turned up here, questioned me, my dad, and her all separately.
Yeah.
And she was the one that got arrested.
Yeah. Because the story wasn't that you attacked her, it was that she attacked the both of you.
Well, she attacked my dad. I got in between them and to stop her from attacking him. And then because I was in between them, she attacked me.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad confirmed that.
Yeah, and it's just like, what did you think was going to happen? Crying woman gets the police to step in, and
bearing in mind
you think that your dad was not going to stick up for his own daughter when she hadn't done anything wrong?
Exactly. Bearing in mind, I was also the only sober person in the house.
Momo says you assume these folks think that far ahead. It's fair enough, you know. Some of these folks just really don't think. You know, it didn't occur to them to, you know, hey, I'm just going to do this one thing and I'm not going to worry about the consequences. Really? But it is what it is, I guess.
And the reason I bring that up is because it's true. People think if they do something, they are going to get away with it and they're going to get the outcome they want, especially when it comes to law enforcement. And usually, especially when it's out of spite or something stupid, that's not how it's going to go. These people are trained to investigate. They're not just going to take your word for it.
No, they aren't, and it's ridiculous.
Just like, does she really think, like, this lawmaker or whoever she is, does she really think the police are going to take her word for it that it was a threat and she had nothing to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna be like, okay, look, you can say this was a threat all you want, but this really looks like you just bought it and paid for it. We can't prove that, but until we see, like, something else, you're just wasting government resources for, you know, clout, as far as we're concerned.
I think she should get billed for police time.
I wish that would happen more often, honestly.
Every time someone files a false police report, especially when it comes to hate crimes, and it turns out that they did the hate crime themselves, every time that happens, they should be billed for wasting police time. They should be billed for the time of the police. They should be billed for the time of the judges to get the subpoenas. They should be billed for everything to do with the investigation.
Yep.
That way, every time a stupid person did this, the government would get their money back. Or the state would get their money back. And then that's a lesson to people to not do this shit.
I mean, yes and no, because there would be times when it's genuinely someone has filed a report because they genuinely thought that there was something going on, and then it was dug into and turns out to be a nothing burger. I don't think that should necessarily, you know.
Well, no, but that's someone thinking there's a thing and it turns out to be a nothing burger. That is not someone that is not someone faking a hate crime and then going, look, hate crime. Like the guy that spray painted the N-word on his own car.
Yeah.
He should be billed for police time.
Yeah. When it's determined that that person, you know, intentionally set it up and wasted police time, yeah. If it's just this turned out to be nothing, but yet you weren't really at fault for it, no. I can't really, like, if it turns out like that she's got a cousin or whatever who just lifted her credit card and did this to or whatever, you know, somebody that was family of hers but meant it as a joke in some other way, had nothing to do with her career or what she did, you know.
Okay, so apparently the person that bought it was in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Where's her daughter at the moment?
She said she already checked with her daughter and her daughter didn't do it.
Well, of course the daughter. Well, of course she's going to say that.
Her husband and her daughter did not do it, so.
Well, of course she's going to say that, but I'm asking, where is her daughter at the moment? Because if it turns out her daughter is in Washington, her daughter could have done it, or she could have got one of her friends to do it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
See, with this one, it's going to be very difficult to prove hate crime unless they find the trail that leads back to her.
Yeah.
But if they do find that trail, she should be billed for wasting police time. Perpetrating fake hate crimes means people are less likely to believe real hate crimes. Just like claiming rape when you weren't raped means police are less likely to believe real rape victims.
Give me a second. I will be right back. So, I don't know. Talk, Tally. Show them your tits. Something. Entertain the crowd. Go.
Okay, so what about this story? I'm dying to know. Fake people that fake hate crimes should be billed for police time, especially if they fake the hate crime and then call the police, knowing that they faked the hate crime, because like the guy that spray painted his own car. And women that falsely claim rape should be put in prison for the length of time that a man that was falsely accused would be in prison. Like Mattress Girl, if the whole thing with her had actually gone through the police, if she should have been sent to prison for the length of time that her victim would have been in prison for had he been sentenced. I have great legs, and I'm wearing shorts. I Shut up. I have great legs. That my legs take a lot of work, like jumping squats. Oh, I hate jumping squats. Oh, they hurt. But tomorrow it's not going to be my thighs that hurt so much it's going to be my stomach. Okay, you want me to tell you about Cornwall? Cornwall is a county in England that is known for clay, china clay, and tin, and it has its own language. But no one speaks that language anymore. It's officially a dead language, although it can be. Some people can learn about it, learn it in school. I didn't. We've got the longest coastline in England at about 300 miles. Because we are practically an island with ocean on 3 sides. And then we've got a river and a tiny bit of land connecting us to England. So, yeah, it's the warmest part of the country, and we love our pasties. Oh, we do love our pasties. And there's a lot of history here.
There's a lot of history where?
Someone asked me to regale the mysteries of the land they call Cornwall.
Oh, goodness. No, hang on. Hair's doing crazy things.
I'm trying to think what I should say about this place.
I tried to fix it while I was away.
We've got one city. It's called Truro. So the entire county has one city. It's called Truro, and it is about the size of a small town anywhere else. The only reason it is classified as a city is because it has a very, very big church. Because in England, in order to be a city, you don't have to have a certain amount of land or a certain population density. Oh, no. in order to be classified as a city in Cornwall, or in England, sorry, all you have to do is have a cathedral, which is essentially just a very big church. So because Truro has a very big church, it's a city.
Define very big church.
A cathedral.
I mean, like, define that. Like, what is the limit? What is the requirements, limitations of that?
I don't know. It's just a cathedral.
Hmm.
It just has to have a church that they call a cathedral, which is essentially just a very big church. It is a very pretty church, though.
Hi, Yuki. We were actually just talking about you a minute ago, talking about how you're a fraud investigator and some of the bullshit stuff that people try to get away with when they make shit up. Because we just did a story about a woman who tried to say that someone sent her a dog muzzle as a threat, but it turned out that it came from an Amazon account in her name and in
bought with a American Express card in her name.
Yeah.
And she even admitted that, yes, that is my credit card.
She declined to comment, though. And that was the part that was like, what? Really?
So at some point, Eve's going to come over to Cornwall, and then we can show everyone some of the history that we've got here.
Shit, when they get rid of this COVID bullshit, these COVID restrictions, it doesn't take me 2 weeks in quarantine just to spend a week over there, you know?
Well, they've loosened restrictions so that if you get tested for COVID, either 72 hours or at the airport, provided you test negative, you don't have to quarantine.
I mean, I test negative all the time.
Yeah, so if you test negative for COVID, like
for COVID,
hours,
okay. Well, that might be a different story.
Yeah, you test negative for it, then you don't have to quarantine. Also, I'm pretty sure America is now a green zone. I might be wrong.
What does that mean?
But France, well, we've got a traffic light system for around the world. That basically places with high COVID numbers are red. Then next one down, amber, and then green. France has only just become green.
So what you're saying is that despite the terror in the streets that's going on here in the media, as far as the UK is concerned, our numbers are within manageable levels, and they're not worried about us.
I'm pretty sure. I'll check.
That amuses me. While you're checking, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next article. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's too far up. Saints Row is being rebooted next year. Did I send you this article? I don't know if I sent you this article. Real quick, I'll DM it to you so you can keep up. Boop. Now, any of you who know me at all, I am a gigantic fan of the Saints Row series. I've never really been... I never really got into Grand Theft Auto. I never really saw the appeal, the draw. It was fun for casual, play, but I never really felt like getting into it. Even 5, when they added an interesting storyline to it. And, 4 had a storyline, but 5 really kind of, blew everything out of the water. And I will admit it was well written. It just I didn't connect with those characters, For whatever reason, I think I played Saints Row 1, never beat it. But when I started Saints Row 2, I was expecting, sure, I'm just going to play this for an evening and run around town, shoot people, and run them over with cars, and be done. I ended up enjoying the characters. I ended up enjoying the story. I ended up enjoying the edginess and the it didn't feel like it was a gang. Like, even though that's what it is, it didn't feel like a gang. It felt more like a family, which is, you know, a commentary on what, you know, how gangs recruit in real life. Is they don't make it seem like it's you're joining a criminal organization. They see it as you're joining a family. And they try to make it seem like that. I'm
sorry, I was wrong. America is on the amber list.
Oh, okay. No, there's a dog whining. Tally. I think we lost Tally. Because she's frozen and not responding. Is she stuck? Am I offline? Hello? Let me double check the stream. No, it's just Tally. Okay. Zip says I die a little time every time the reboot is mentioned. I die a little every time the reboot is mentioned, yeah. Snow says, and Susan just lost her shit. Oh, we were talking about COVID off and on. Hopefully Tally will be back here in a minute. I'm still getting through, apparently, because the stream is still going. Yuki says it's almost all games now. The golden age of gaming is dying. I know. It breaks my heart. Yuki says, hey, Izub, when you admit fraud activity, that's when you are held responsible. I was working in an investigation where the guy admitted he gave out his online data, so he is responsible for 20 Gs. Oh, shit. Yeah, Tally down! Tally, come back to us! Oh, she's gone. I will do some finagling here. And then... there we go. Just me on the screen. Hi, kids. When she comes back, I'll fix it. But, oh, there she is. Tal, you there?
Am I back?
Yep. I don't know what happened.
Yay!
You were just saying that we're in amber, and then all of a sudden you disappeared.
Yeah, America. It turns out America is now an amber country.
Well, we were talking about Saints Row.
Okay.
Saints Row is being reviewed next year. And I like I said, I absolutely love this series. I love the characters, especially Johnny. For spoilers for anyone who's never played Saints Row 2, plug your ears now if you don't want to have it spoiled. There was a scene. There was a couple of scenes. There was a scene where the one gang is supposed to be like the triad, huh?
Isn't that game like 15 years old? It's not really a spoiler.
I'm just letting people know. It's a great game. You should fucking play it. Because it's where it really... 2 is where it really started. Because 1 was almost, not quite, but almost a Grand Theft Auto clone. 2 was where it really came into its own. I mean, lines like, you had me at stripper pole were just fantastic. Or where you're going up against... that each of the gangs actually had flavor and life and villains to them, at their own storylines, that you're not just going up against what is the dog whining for? You're not just going up against like one big bad. You have a lot of big bads, all of these gangs, and each one of them was its own enjoyable experience.
You've got to defeat the boss and destroy the gang, or absorb the gang.
No, you just wreck their fucking faces. I mean, for the most part, it was like, hey, we're gonna chill and do our own thing.
But every time you defeat a gang leader, your gang gets bigger, so you kind of do absorb that gang.
I guess so, but the
and
I remember the one
rails.
I remember the one gang leader who was like, he was like fucking. He's like a fucking voodoo priest or something. I forget the names of the gang, so don't quote me on any of them. But he was like a fucking voodoo priest or some shit. So you have your shootout with him, right? He gets back up after you gun him down. And he's just like, you can't kill me. And my character goes, excuse me. Shoots him in the head and he falls back down. And it's just like, all right then. Turns around to walk out. And he's getting back up again, and she just goes, why don't you fucking die? And then pulls both guns and just unloads like 30 rounds into this guy. Just keeps shooting him even when he's down. You know, and it's just like, that was an amazing scene, you know, because it implied kind of loosely that there was something else going on there, but didn't really just come out and say it. There was the mission where they take one of their drugs that they're pushing, the voodoo gang does, and they end up accidentally slipping it to you. That's where it was. They end up convincing you to get into a car or something like that, and then they stick you with it. So you manage to fight them off because they were going to kill you right there. You manage to fight them off, escape from the car, and now you're running down the street drugged out of your mind, trying not to get killed. It was so much fun. Like, the game was just so trippy and so amazing.
Okay, all right,
Mr. Sunshine, yes, that's it.
The mission in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you smoke weed and then you've got to shoot aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like that.
Izu guys has the name Shogo and the Ronin. Yes, there was the Ronin, if I recall, were a Japanese style gang like the Yakuza or whatever. They were a motorcycle gang, if I'm not mistaken. And there was a part where you'd had some back and forth with their stuff, and one of their guys, like their lieutenant or whatever, took it upon himself to try to send a message to the Saints. And he went to Johnny and Aisha, two characters from the first game, went to their house, and
she was the hippie. I loved her.
No, you're thinking of the girl from you're thinking of the girl they acquired. No, Aisha was the singer. She was the star, the musician.
Oh, I'm thinking of, is it Shaza or something like that?
Shauna? Oh, fuck. I can't remember any of their names. It's been so long. I really need to go back and play these again. I think I might actually do some of that today. Go back and play them.
I love her because in the first game, she's like this hippie girl with the dreadlocks.
Yeah, she didn't show up till the second one because you needed people to help manage the gangs, and for her, you got her to deal with the drug lord dudes.
But when she first came in, she was like the hippie girl with the dreadlocks.
And then she was suddenly Shaundi. Yes, it was Shaundi.
And then you can see how she grows up, kinda. And
she gets cleaned up, and then you're like, what the fuck, you know? Yeah, Aisha was the pop star that dated Johnny. So Johnny's a fucking psychopath, you know, but he was also like your best friend. So who doesn't love a loyal psychopath? But
him
and Aisha were dating, and they just come into their house, like fucking walk into their fucking house, guns blazing. They kill Aisha, and Johnny is so full of rage and hate that he just like hulks out and just murders them with his bare hands. Like, dude has a sword impaled through him like a fucking samurai sword, and he's just like, I don't give a shit right now. You know, he just like murders people.
I might die, but I'm taking you fuckers with me before I do.
He didn't, and obviously because he was so badly injured. If you can't tell, I loved to. Man, that was my favorite one. He ended up in the hospital, and so I'm sitting here I'm enraged. I'm pissed. I am livid. I'm like, I want to kill every last one of them fuckers. I'm going to hunt down their entire goddamn gang. And the next thing I know is that, you know, they realize that Johnny's not dead. Johnny survived the incident. They're going to the hospital. They're sending people to the hospital to take Johnny out while he's there. So you get your people together, you rush to the hospital, and then you have this insane thing of like pushing Johnny around on a fucking hospital bed while he's gunning at people. Yeah,
on a gurney.
It was just crazy.
Yeah.
I love when she argued with her two selves. Past Shaundi was like, "Damn, I became a frigid bitch." I know, right? That was a little funny.
You know what? That might have to be one of your throwback games because
it might have to be.
Isn't it Throwback Thursday?
On Sundays,
Throwback
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. But there was this moment. There was this fucking moment where after Johnny, heals up and you get back into things. And you go out there and you find the guy who did this, the lieutenant who was in charge, who made these calls. Not the guy who's the old guy who was in charge, but the lieutenant, the younger guy. And you find him, and you don't kill him. Johnny drags him out to a graveyard, throws him in a coffin, and buries him alive.
Fitting.
And you just sit there and watch him. Like you're standing there in the rain. And there's, it's in the middle of a graveyard, and Johnny's just shoveling dirt, listening to this guy scream as he just buries him. And you're just going, fuck. But at the same time, you don't feel a damn bit of sympathy for this asshole, because it's like, you fucked up. You crossed the line. It's the same way when the other guy killed Carlos. The trucker guy, the monster truck guy, they got a hold of one of your lieutenants and drug him behind his truck through the streets. It was horrible.
That's a nasty
and
way to
die. Like you get the chain cut off, you finally break the chain and get him off the thing, but you're just sitting there holding him and he dies in your arms. So as payback, you go and kidnap his girlfriend, stick her in the trunk of a car, and take that car and go park it at the monster truck rally that he's at. And he ends up crushing his own girlfriend in the monster truck rally. And it's just like the level of drama in that was just so crazy. And then it just with 3, they toned it down.
He killed your friend, so you make him kill his own girlfriend without realizing it.
Oh no, you should have seen it when he actually come up to him after and just like, great show, really great show. He's like, yeah, what the fuck do you want? And she's like, he says, she hits the button and says, next time don't fuck with me, and tosses him the key. Next time you'll think twice before you fuck with me. Tosses him the keys, and he pops the trunk. And then just sees her in the trunk. He doesn't show her, he just looks into the trunk and he just slumps to his knees. Oh yeah, Cara's right, you shoot Carlos to put him out of his misery because he's just laying there dying and you have to put a bullet in his head to and it's so fucked, man. But
he's
not going to survive it.
I love that. I'll tell you what, I love that game so much. You've got to play it someday.
So to hear that they're rebooting it, and in current year,
that hurts my heart.
Yeah. They toned down the content like that after 2. And that was part of the thing was, okay, yeah, they toned it down, I get it. They went more of a goofy, crazy style.
They didn't tone it down.
Nearly,
they had space aliens.
It was, in terms of intensity, it wasn't nearly as dramatic. It was much more lighthearted.
Crazy.
Crazy, but it was much more lighthearted. They went for more of a goofy, crazy feel to it. Because I'm not going to lie, while there were moments in 3, like parachuting out of a helicopter onto a penthouse apartment so you can take it over as your base of operations, was pretty fucking awesome. The story overall just didn't connect with me as much as 2's did. And then 4, everybody knows, was not really a Saints Row game, but was more of a superhero game with a Saints Row skin. It really was. It wasn't a bad game. I will say that much for it. It wasn't a bad game. I was just kind of like, what are you guys doing here, though?
Eve, you're going to have to entertain the people quickly, because I'll be back.
Okay. So it's like, what are you guys doing here, though? Hi, John. So they toned down the drama after 2, and went for a little more lighthearted approach. I get it, but you know. Oh, Pat's right. I'm remembering all this incorrect. Yeah, they show up at the funeral, at Aisha's funeral, and Johnny's like, you know what? Fuck this guy. And then bury him alive, you know. He's like, no, we're gonna catch this bitch this time, and we hunted him down, caught him, and then threw him in the grave, and it was just like, well, you know, I kept hoping that there would be something else crazy that happened. I'm just like, please don't let Johnny die. Please don't let Shaundi die. I really like Shaundi, especially since she was voiced by Eliza Dushku, and I just, you know, have always had a soft spot for that woman. So when I hear that they're rebooting it, I'm like, crossing my fingers, hoping and praying that this isn't gonna be bad. Let me and I wanna take some images here. That's not what I need. I need to maybe see that image, and it's hard to find old images of the game. Because I want to give you an example of what they're doing, how they're changing things. And it annoys me, it bugs me. For a lot of reasons. And I want to show you, because for people who are crying, you know, racism, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing them out. You know, when it comes to, and hang on, let me actually put back here so I can line those up on this thing while Tally's gone.
Tally is back.
Welcome back, Tally. All right. So I'm going to send you some images so you can kind of get the same picture that everyone else is.
Okay. It is a great picture.
Wrong one. Hang on. Sorry, I'm trying. I should have had these pictures pulled up ahead of time, but I just want to give y'all an idea, an image of what we're going to and from, and it hurts me. It hurts me inside. It really does.
Wait, this is what they're doing with the reboot?
Hang on. I fucked up somewhere.
Wait, is that third image you sent me the reboot?
No, all three of the ones that I sent you should be the current ones. The reboot is the last one I'm going to send you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the last one that's 4, I think. That's either 3 or 4. The first 2 images are from 2.
I'm pretty sure that's 2. No, that's 3, sorry, because in the 4th one, Shaundi wears a business suit. What the fuck is that?
Hang on. I'm getting my buttons confused here. I'm trying to do too much at once.
All right, that last image you sent me, these people do not look intimidating in the slightest.
Hang on. We're going to get there. All right. So, I'm going to share the screen again with the kids at home. The article. And they don't have much information other than this teaser trailer they put out of a group of people, going around. They orchestrate stealing a car from some other gangs. They get into a big car chase. The car itself has like rocket launchers in the back, in the trunk, and there's this big, long car chase. Looks crazy, zany, fun, like kind of the tone that 2 started, but 3 really amped up,
But this last image, looks like the kids.
We'll get there. Hang on. I haven't even revealed that yet. Most of the people in chat already know.
For the people in chat, these people, they look like the kids who were bullied in high school.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there, Tally. I haven't shown them yet. That's why I'm getting there. Passes to keep character creation, because one thing I heard was the default character is a black female for the sake of diversity. If that's the case, I will not play this. Like, I have no interest. If you lock me into character... The first game, I thought it was really funny, because the first game you were... was back in an age when, open world games didn't have a lot of customization, but they still gave you the option to customize what your character looked like, but you were locked into being a male. I found it really funny because they low-key, if you make a female in the second one, they low-key imply that you had a sex change. Like, there's little hints here and there, which I just found absolutely hilarious, especially as a trans girl myself. It was just funny that they just but they gloss over it. They don't really make a deal out of it, an issue out of it. It's just like, oh, hey, I thought you were dead. And it's just like, nah, man, people keep saying that shit, Kind of like a John Wayne type of thing. I thought you were dead, I thought you died in that explosion on that ship, which is how, spoiler alert, how the first game ends. You blow up a boat. Character creation is what makes sense. Yeah, the customization, the freedom to choose, all that stuff made Saints Row what it is.
Like the fact that you could be this tiny little skinny thing with massive tits and huge ass, or you could be this mega buff guy that is so unrealistic, or you could just be a fat. You could just be a fat fuck.
You could be whatever the fuck you wanted,
Yeah.
They released a teaser trailer. I won't play it here. You guys can easily go look it up. But the new Saints Row will take place in a new city, Santo Ileso, which I'm okay with. If you're rebooting something, start with a new fresh palette. Start with a new city.
But,
it's
hang
fine.
on, but the game was called Saints Row because the gang was called the Saints.
The gang was called the Saints, and they were from Saints Row. They ran the Saints Row, which was the street, the neighborhood of Saints Row.
Yeah.
And that's where Saints Row started. The first game of Saints Row took place in that city, and they ran Saints Row. And they had much more practical names for the gangs and stuff like that. And you can see the cloud of smoke that now inhabits my room. She's over grinning.
Kayla's sitting there with a vape.
Yeah. An aesthetic that takes inspiration from the American Southwest. Okay. The trailer suggests that the gang of characters, the boss, Nina, Kevin, and Eli, are starting up a criminal empire, so it seems as though you'll be building a new gang in the course of the game. I should hope so, because that's the entire premise behind Saints Row. I honestly think that's what got lost in 3 and definitely got lost in 4, was the building up. In 1, you weren't the head of the game, because you become the head of the gang in 1 through a series of events that happen. In 2, you're literally coming back after, quote, being dead. You're supposedly died. but you were actually, you recovered, you ended up in jail, and you ended up getting busted, busting out somehow, and then going and rescuing Johnny, who's on trial, and then
and putting the gang back together.
Yeah. It was the best part was that he said one of my favorite lines from that. Hang on, from 2 was in the fucking courtroom with Johnny, and he just sits there and cussing out the judge, and she's like, Mr. Gat, why? She says, I will hold you in contempt of court. He says, what are you gonna do? Execute me again? I don't give a shit, lady. And I'm just like, thank you. You're already gonna give him the death penalty. What are you gonna do? She's like, are you serious? Seriously, he's responsible for 87 murders. And she's just like, yeah. And it's like, holy fuck, you're on trial for murdering 87 people. And he's like, you think I give a shit? I'm just like, god damn it, Johnny.
He's already got the death penalty. He doesn't give a shit.
But, you're in both games, you're literally building the Saints up from scratch, or from a small time thing up to the big leagues. You're working hard.
Which one is it that you're president of the fucking United States?
4, but to be fair, to be fair, in 4 you're also in the Matrix, essentially.
Yeah, that's also true.
So you're not really I think you were the president. I don't know. Well, it's a little murky.
There was that one part in it where you're like sitting in the back of the car waving at people who voted for you, and it's like very 50s style, and it's all black and white, and he's just like, fuck this shit, I want out, this is boring.
Yeah, something's wrong here.
Starts shooting shit up and gets kicked out of the Matrix.
Yeah. The trailer suggests that the gang of characters, Boss, Nina, Kevin, and Eli, are starting up a criminal empire. So it seems that you'll be building your new gang through the course of the game. The city has been described as the biggest Volition has created yet, which is a good thing. Will include multiple unique gangs, each of which needs to be taken down. It's been 2013 was when Saints Row 4 came out, so it's been a while.
So I was right. These games are like 15 years old.
There's nothing else much on it. But I want to kind of show you. This is the cover for Saints Row 2.
Tell me these
the fucking cover looked like.
Tell me these do not look like dweebs who were picked on in high school that decided to just stick together even though they've got nothing in common.
Okay, Easy says you were the president before aliens invade. I couldn't remember because it was the lines got a little blurry there, so it was hard to tell. Hi, Spud Gun. Hi, Keeverdam.
Lie to me and tell me these people don't look like the dweebs who were picked on and just decided to stick together so they could void games.
Pat said was the setup by Dex and Julius to take the blame, wasn't it? I don't remember exactly. One of them lives because he's in 2. I'm pretty sure it was Julius, but I don't remember exactly what happened. Because it's been so long since I played the first one. The first one didn't interest me as much for whatever reason.
Like these fucking characters.
So this is the cover we have from 2. All right.
I just want to punch them all in the face.
These are the characters from 2. Like, this is Johnny, an Asian dude. Shaundi, the white girl with dreads and shit like that. Fucking hippie.
I love her.
Carlos,
I love her.
Mexican dude. And I don't remember this guy. I really don't remember this guy. I feel like I should, though. Oh, wait. That's because he's the PC. He's the main character. That's somebody's, boss, basically. That's their character. I was like, wait, the positioning. Oh, wait. No, I know who he is. So, to give you an idea, that's what you were dealing with in 2, and this is what 3, if not 4, looked like. I'm pretty sure it was. Pretty sure this was 3, because there's Boss, Johnny, Shaundi, which they totally revamped Shaundi. Like, holy shit.
Well, to be fair, she grew up. She was no longer a hippie college girl. She was now like an adult.
But this last image, like, I get that, you know, they grew over time and stuff, but what the fuck is this? What is with these nerds? But 2 of them wearing glasses, like thick rim glasses, like fucking. This motherfucker is a fucking nerd, like wearing a bow tie and shit, like.
Like he's actually a nerd, and I want to punch them in the face.
I'm sure they'll. I'm holding out, hoping that they're going to be decent characters, but when they say things like,
all right, but go back to the previous image where they're all like lined up. Yeah, the purple one. Okay,
and
now
granted, that's like 3.
These people, they look like fun people, but they would be considered intimidating.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, they're intimidating, not intimidating at all.
Well, Shandy could still fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's just not in the same way as the guys.
Shandy was my homegirl. But it's like...
But there is nothing intimidating about these 4 people
Pat
here.
says nerd cosplayers. Yeah, I mean... Angel. Yeah, with Angel. Angel was his name, the luchador mask, yes. Fucking luchador gang. At least, you know, they had some color, and I say color, they had some flavor there. That's what I mean by that. They had some characters with zany personalities. This, so far, just looks like a bunch of hipsters. Like, I'm sitting here just looking at this picture, and I'm like, I don't know that any of your names or any of your faces would ever...
And I don't care to know any
register.
Of your name.
Yeah. They don't look like characters. They look like...
Surely I'm not the only person that just feels the urge to punch these dweebs in the face.
I mean, I'm willing to give them the opportunity to be like individual character. And there were people on Twitter who immediately got shut down who were like, oh, you're just upset because there's not enough white people. And it's like, bitch, have you even played Saints Row? You don't know anything about Saints Row. Most of the characters are black, Latino, Asian, something else like that. There is only a couple of white people in the cast.
Like, I can, off the top of my head, unless you make the boss, unless you actually decide to make the boss a white person, the only person that I can think of off the top of my head that is white is Shandy.
Mm-hmm. I'm not even sure Shandy's completely white, so I'm not sure. You know, it's not like I got like hey, when you join my gang, I need a DNA test telling me you're all of your ethnicities. No, I didn't do any of that. It was just like, well, you want to do this? Cool. Sign up. Come on, let's go over here and let's work.
One of the beautiful things about Saints Row is the gang is they don't care about your race.
Yeah, and that was like I said, that was one of the things that even though they kind of low key implied that you had a sex change in 2 if you played a female character, because the boss is the same person through 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're implied to be the same person, even if you made your character look different. It's implied that you were the same character in all 4 games. So even though when they give you the option to be female in 2 and 2, 3, and 4, you know, it's implied somewhere along the lines in 2 that like you had a sex change, but they don't really make a big deal about it because nobody gives a shit what's in your pants. Nobody gives a shit what your gender is.
Well, you know? No, because the big thing about this gang is we don't care what you look like. We don't care like what you are. What we care about is, are you going to help us? Are you going to be an asset to the group? Mm-hmm. Or are you going to do something that is going to hinder us?
Yeah. I will give you that easy. 3 and 4 had Kenzie. Kenzie was a little nerdy white girl, but Kenzie had her place. Kenzie had her role to play.
Kenzie. I loved Kenzie.
The one thing I can remember about Kenzie is her skill with computers, two things. 1, her skill with computers. 2, her safe word is teacup. I don't remember why she told me that, but I remember her telling me that in the course of the game. And I'm just like, Kenzie, I didn't need it. My character goes, Kenzie, I didn't need to know that.
She was the nerdy girl with the glasses and the red hair.
Yeah. My character's like, Kenzie, I didn't need to know. No, why'd you tell me this? I didn't need to know that.
I love Kenzie.
But
Kenzie goes like her saying that her safe word is teacup. That goes to the biggest freaks on the planet are nerds.
I mean, not wrong. But like I said, Kenzie had her place. All four of these motherfuckers look like, I'm finna beat the, like, you got little nerd, you got Steve Urkel and his sister. And then you got, Miss Feminist Issues over here, which I assume is supposed to be Boss. One of the two is supposed to be Boss.
I think the black girl's Boss.
I think the black girl is supposed to be Boss. And then the guy on the end is the only one who looks like he might be, but he's too much of a pretty boy. And when paired next to the others, he doesn't come off as the pretty one in the group. It's like they're all trying to be the pretty one in the group. And it's like...
The one on the end, he looks like a Guido.
I'm not going to even address that.
Because it's true! And before you say, they call themselves Guidos.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a slanderous word.
He looks like he should be on Jersey Shore.
He does.
Yeah. And that's what, yeah. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't fucking like it.
He just looks like the kind of guy that you would say, just go take your roids and shut the fuck up.
But I'm just already not impressed. And then there are definitely rumors flying around. They've in addition to this article we just talked about, they're talking about Volition said they wanted to bring they're doing away with some of the things from the past because they wanted to bring Saints Row forward into the modern age. And I'm hoping and praying, fingers crossed, that means in-game mechanics-wise. They're doing some polish and some work there. Because that could be what they're implying.
But in saying that, Saints Row,
if they're trying to make Saints Row PC, that is where I have a problem. Because Saints Row is not and has never been PC and should not be PC.
Well, it's a gang.
Yeah.
And even for even if you go back before all of the crazy shit started with my pronouns and all that shit, you go before the PC. Even the older games, even they're not really offensive because no one gives a shit in the game what your race is.
It's like if you ever played, it wasn't Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs was fine. Watch Dogs 2. In Watch Dogs 2, there's a scene, there's a mission where the two black guys, the main character who's a black guy, and the other black guy in the group, get to do a mission by themselves. And they're in the car, and they're driving to the location, and they start having an automated conversation back and forth.
The way characters do when they're in
things that they picked to talk about. Of all the things that they made these characters pick to talk about, it's like, finally, we get to be alone so we can talk about, white privilege and racial oppression and things like that. And I'm just like, why is this conversation has nothing to do with the game, has nothing to do with how things are being done in the game. There's nobody who's racially oppressing you in this game. You're being, screamed at because you ran by and knocked somebody over, or because you stole someone's bank account, not because because of the color of your skin. I don't understand why this is being discussed in this game. It felt shoehorned in. It felt really awkward. And frankly, it's not a conversation that I've seen most African Americans ever have. I mean, obviously the entire point was that they were alone, but so they started talking about this thing, but it was just you get the two guys that are supposed to be best friends, like the closest in there. He's the one who, the one guy who brought the main character into the group to begin with. And instead of them having a conversation about anything else in their lives,
like they could literally be talking about anything.
Yeah.
Their favorite guns, the women that they're banging, their favorite, singers that they want to bang. They could be talking about anything. I don't know what men talk about. I really don't. But they choose to talk about that, and I've never met anyone other than a white person that wants to have that conversation.
Ezub says, edgy characters aside, when they come out and say there won't be any edgy adult humor, I have no hope. There won't be any edgy adult humor? Because if there's not going to be, I have no hope that any of the rest of it's going to be anything more than some kind of bland wannabe Watch Dogs knockoff. Like, even Watch Dogs didn't have, like, it was much more serious take on things. It still had some fun to it, but it was Saints Row is Saints Row for a reason. It is the way it is for a reason, because there is a market for it. And the sooner video game companies realize this, the better.
Well, the thing is, Saints Row, like we said earlier, the games are... Well, the first game is like 20 years old. Like, the games are like 15 years old. And they still hold up today.
Ezub says none, that is their official stance. Well, then I have zero hope this is going to actually turn out to be anything enjoyable at all.
People like the game, like, people still like those games today, and they're ruining it.
Mm-hmm. Also, real quick, one more story I wanted to touch on.
Just before you do, most people that enjoy the Saints Row games are just gonna not play this game.
Yeah. There's one more story I wanted to touch on because we are running out of time. We are already almost at our hour and a half, and we haven't even... so I'll go ahead and say we do have a call-in segment coming up. We'll probably go a few minutes over just to make it actually happen.
I'm quite happy to go a few minutes over.
Yeah.
But if you do want to join the call-in segment, just go join the server. The link will be posted in the chat. Hang on, I will do that now.
I got it.
Oh, he's got it.
Mm-hmm.
All you've got to do is accept the rules and join the green room voice chat.
Yep. Just hop in there in the Discord and join in and accept the rules. Join the green room, and you can come in for our chat time and give us comment on a story we've talked about today. Ask Tally how big her tits are. Whatever.
Tell us what your favorite part of the Saints Row games are.
Yeah, tell us what the favorite part of the Saints Row games. That'll work too. Whatever. I'm cool with whatevs. Cool.
My favorite part of the Saints Row game was the Japanese game show thing.
Professor Genki.
Professor Genki. Yeah, that was
that name I can remember for whatever reason.
That was always my favorite mission.
But real quick, I wanted to talk about one other article. I'm gonna quickly send this to you, Tally, so you can see.
Yay!
Boop. And I just, in fairness, I just found out about this today. Apparently today was the day to do this, and nobody told me. Nobody bothered to, from Twitch or Twitch-related circles bothered to message and say, "Hey, Eve, do this thing." So I'm just going to go ahead and share it. After weeks of hate raids, Twitch streamers are taking a day off in protest. As streamers prepare to walk off Twitch, hate raids and abuse are escalating to dangerous levels. There has been, for anybody who's been paying attention to Twitch and all, a rash of hate raids, as we call it. People will host a stream, they'll gather up a bunch of people, and then they'll go and raid with a bunch of people that'll come over to your chat. And if anybody who's not familiar with how Twitch works, Twitch allows you to take, at the end of your stream, go, "Hey, I've got 20 people watching me. Let's go over here, and I'm going to introduce you to my friend we'll say Satsu 2 cents. Those of you who know Satsu,
and it'll automatically pay what that person.
It'll automatically connect you guys to his channel, and then you'll be able to see what he's playing. You'll be able to follow him, stuff like that. It's done in a way to actually help streamers network, and help build up viewership. Because if I introduce my community to him, he introduces his community to me, and then we get people, that cross over and enjoy both of our streams, and I've actually gained a ton of viewers by networking with other people and rating out and being rated by other people. And it's just been really, really great way to work with other people. However, there are people who are using this who figured out they can abuse this system. Because what they'll do is they'll get a group of people together, they'll hate raid, they'll go over and they'll raid your channel, but instead of coming in saying, hey, what's up, they'll come in and start spamming explicitives or things that will get you banned, and then hop on another account, like person A, you have to have another account, but person A will go, hey, bad thing that would get you banned on Twitch. Person B goes, and report, before any of your mods have a chance to do anything. What's bad is that it's bad when people do it while you're streaming, because...
Oh, so report your channel.
Right, but at least while you're streaming, you can do something about it. Yeah, they report your channel and get you taken off the air just because they find it funny.
Dick move.
Things that I've been hearing is that they're doing it while you're offline. And if you're not even there, you're not live, you're not paying attention to your Twitch channel, you're off sleeping or having dinner with your family or whatever, and all of a sudden these people come in and raid your channel and then do terrible things and report it, and you come back and your Twitch channel's gone because somebody was being an asshole. So, from my understanding, that's not expressly true, but there is a fear of that, and people are going, people are understandably upset by this and worried about this because it's been happening to a lot of streamers. Thankfully, it hasn't happened to me, knock on wood, but but it says on Wednesday.
Why would it happen to you though? You're such a likable person.
It doesn't even matter. People just do it just to be dicks, On Wednesday, September 1st, a number of channels on Twitch will go dark as streamers participate in a, quote, hashtag day off Twitch, a walkout designed to bring attention to the ongoing hate and harassment that has plagued the platform for the last several weeks. Created by Twitch streamers Shiny Pen, Lucia Everblack, and Wreck-It Raven, the walkout aims to bring greater awareness to the problems creators are suffering on Twitch. The Verge spoke with these organizer streamers streamers and others to talk about hashtag a day off Twitch and how they're coping with the precipitous rise of hate raids and what they hope the platform will do to protect users in the future. A Day Off Twitch was born out of the hashtag Twitch Do Better movement, a hashtag created by streamers affected by the hate raids that have exploded across Twitch in recent weeks.
I really don't understand how you, as a Twitch streamer, could get banned, your account
it's the same way
destroyed
on YouTube.
by someone else
saying something. It is the same way on YouTube, Tally.
But me and you have no control over what other people say.
We are expected to moderate our chat in a timely manner. They give you what they would consider a reasonable period. Like, if somebody pops something in chat and you and I are sitting here talking and we look over and says, oh, somebody says something really terrible in chat, ban, delete message. That's what's expected to be a timely manner. If we just let it go and let it stay on the channel, we can lose our channel over it because we are expected to moderate that. The problem I have is the expectation.
What if we miss it? What if we miss it?
If we miss it, then we could lose our channel over it. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm saying that's the way it is. That is the standard that they have for us.
It's ridiculous that we would have to control what other people say. We are held responsible for what other people say.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we've already stated several times, we don't condone racism, sexism, trans misogyny, because that's more accurate than transphobia, let's face it. We don't condone any of this shit. We don't condone hating someone just because of what they are. Sexual orientation, no.
Agreed.
Dick move. So how can we be held responsible if someone else
through the action? Yeah. So through the action of bombing a streamer's chat with racist, sexist, transphobic, and generally abusive messages not new. Though the action, the phenomenon has seen a dramatic increase thanks to users employing bots to overwhelm chats with hundreds of automatically generated messages. In response to what they thought was Twitch's slow response to the abuse, streamer Wreck-It Raven created the hashtag #TwitchDoBetter hashtag to urge Amazon-owned streaming platforms to deploy better tools to stem the tide of harassment. Twitch has promised that fixes are forthcoming, but in the meantime, streamers are left to contend with the hate raids with community-developed tools and resources. Shiny Pen, a Filipino trans streamer, thought more should be done in addition to talking about the problem. So he decided to organize a walkout. Quote, "A day off Twitch is largely about coming together in solidarity. The one day off is a step in the many steps we have to take towards change," Shiny tells The Verge.
Does that mean there's going to be an entire 24-hour period where like hardly anyone is actually streaming?
That's the intent. That is the intent, is to basically just say, hey, look, if you don't do something about this, this becomes more than just a day, Twitch. Your streamers are not going to be here.
There are people on Twitch who earn a living through streaming. And they're not, and a lot of them aren't going to just stop streaming for a day.
Well, that is the
a lot of them won't stop streaming for longer than a day.
And that's the point of just basically like it's a strike. Basically, it is a 24-hour strike of saying, hey, look, your numbers dropped this much because we just had it scheduled off that day, but because we decided we're not streaming today. What happens when we stop streaming altogether because we're tired of the bullshit on your platform?
Is it like that? Next, they're going to want to do this for a week, and there are a lot of people. Well,
no, Tally, hold on, calm down. It's not going to be for a week.
Not yet.
Let me explain, Tally. This is not the first time they've done blackouts on Twitch. I can count probably about 4 or 5 times in the last 2 years. They've done such simulations.
I'm not really familiar with.
Well, that's why I'm saying it, but they only ever do a day, because the entire point is for Twitch to see that dip, like stream, dip, and they want the dip in revenue to Twitch. They want the dip in viewership to Twitch. They want people to see they want Twitch to see that in their numbers and go, okay, yeah, if these people get run off of our platform, this could be what happens, and take it seriously. It is intended to be a day-long strike. They're not trying to do it for a week or anything like that.
Okay.
And like I said, there have been similar initiatives that have mostly worked, and they've actually inspired Twitch to take some action. I don't know how well this one's going to work, considering, I'll be honest, I've never heard of any of these streamers involved. If it was somebody like Ninja or some of the bigger names that are involved, yeah, they might pay attention, but not currently. What are you doing, Happy?
Didn't the last YouTube Rewind have Ninja in it? He's not even a YouTuber, he's a Twitch streamer.
He was affiliated with YouTube for a minute there, and then Twitch got it back. So, Wreck-It Raven echoed Shiny statements that this walkout is more about solidarity among marginalized streamers than it means to impact Twitch's bottom line. Quote, "I think it's important to band together for the good of everyone who's been affected and to show that we are not going to back down," she says. The responses of a day off Twitch have varied even amongst its supporters. Because of Twitch's endemic hold on the streaming community, it's just not feasible for some smaller streamers, arguably the population most affected by hate raids, to take a day off. For some creators, Twitch is their only means of income. Users trying to make or maintain affiliate or partner status designations that grant creators access to many different methods of monetization could jeopardize their finances or their health, or the health of the channel, by taking even one day off. There's also contractual obligations like advertising deals or partnerships that prevent streamers from skipping a day. And it's, this, for example, this RPG thing says, note about a day off Twitch from the cast and crew of our stream show. Please read and remember, not everyone is free to take tomorrow off, no matter the level of support they have for the event. I'm not saying that this is necessarily the right way, because the way I really feel about this is that because of the way Twitch and YouTube and other streaming sites and things like that are set up, and the way that the rules and laws go regarding these things, they shouldn't be holding people accountable for anything that comes up on their platform. The only people who should be held accountable are what you personally say.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You and I should be responsible for the words that we say on our channel, not for what people in our chat say. And the reason why, and even then, only if we do something illegal.
Oh, I agree, because, freedom of speech.
Yeah. But the problem is these social media platforms and these streaming platforms, these video producing platforms, have got it in their heads that they have to police everything because they want to keep everyone happy. Because if I get on here and say something bad about you, and you're like, well, I don't like that. She said bad things about me. YouTube, take this video down. She insulted me. If they don't do that, then you'll just go and say, well, they just support the hateful things that she said about me that are not true.
Well, the thing is, some people find things hateful, other people don't. Like, what is considered a hateful word for lesbians is the word dyke. And I used to have a manager who was a lesbian who was like, yeah, I'm a dyke.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't find it offensive, but some do. Which is why it's so difficult when policing offensive language, because not everyone finds everything offensive.
Yeah. And so it honestly should be, police your own communities. Like, if I find something offensive, I have the ability to block. If I find something offensive, I have the ability to ban.
Why is the block button so, the whole reason the block button is there is because someone said something you personally do not like. Why does it have to go further than that?
Mm-hmm. But they want to just prevent these kind of things from, not just things that are actually insulting, but just differing opinions. They want to actually police those on a site-wide level, and that's not fair. Because if I decide that I'm going to have my opinions, but I'm going to go over here in my corner, and then me and my group are going to talk about our opinions, whether you agree with them or not, we're not hurting anyone, we're not offending anyone, we're just over here talking about it. And granted, we do have some freedom in that on YouTube and on Twitch, but if they get the attention on us, then we're screwed.
And that's why when you said African American earlier, I held the urge to say what I was going to say.
Yep.
And I think you knew what I was going to say.
Other streamers oppose a day off Twitch for more philosophical reasons. To them, the people behind these hate raids are working to bully marginalized streamers off the platform, and taking a day off is giving them exactly what they want. Continuing to stream and speaking out against the abuse is therefore the best way to counter trolls who might otherwise face repercussions for their actions. As September 1st...
Also, what I was gonna say, it was a joke, but there are people that would have found it offensive, so I held the urge to say it, even though it's funny.
Mm-hmm. As September 1st nears, a day off Twitch gains traction. There's a noticeable silence from some of Twitch's biggest stars, and some of the larger streamers who are talking about it don't have nice things to say. Asmongold, a longtime World of Warcraft streamer who made headlines when he switched to Final Fantasy XIV, said in a stream, quote, "Nobody gives a fuck if you take a day off. Nobody knows who you are." And he goes on to say that he would participate in a Twitch walkout if every other stream, if every other big streamer got involved, and that he believes in, quote, power of numbers. Asmongold has 2.4 million followers on Twitch and did not respond to The Verge's request for comment. How dare he?
Well, it's possible that he's just like, yeah, I don't care. I just want to play my video games.
It's not that he doesn't care. He's just like, I don't think it's going to do anything. He's like, I don't even think me taking a day off is going to do anything.
And this is literally someone with millions of viewers.
And they just continue to go on. Like I said, I did want to address the thing that about the emotes thing. Hikaru said it in chat because I heard the same thing. There are some people who are saying that this is not a violation of Twitch's terms of service. If somebody comes to your channel and says things on the offline, like, you know, same message has been going around Discord. Hello, fellow streamers, you might want to keep your chat on emote only mode when you're not live. People are going around raiding offline channels now with racial slurs, screenshotting chat, and reporting it to Twitch because TOS is that you're responsible for the content of your chat. Even when offline, they are banning people who have been reported. Then it takes Twitch a billion years to answer appeals to come back. People are saying, like I said, this guy's going to claim that screenshot is false and entirely made up. There is not evidence that anyone has been hit with a TOS violation from Twitch relating to what is described here. The discussion goes on. There's several people who are like,
Thing is, if someone says something in a chat when you're offline and it's screenshotted and sent to Twitch as evidence, then all Twitch has to do is remove the person that said it.
Right, and that would be the, you know, smart thing.
That should be where it ends. Because all you're screenshotting the culprit.
If they had evidence that you were encouraging such things, that'd be one thing. But they don't. And that is my problem with it. It's holding you accountable for something someone in Twitch just, you know, the chat just said. Like, it's lazy moderation. It really is. It's lazy moderation.
It's almost like these platforms think that the people that run these channels have their hands up people's ass puppeting what they say.
Yeah. Yeah, Rick says Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms have to placate advertisers too. Yeah, there was the YouTube adpocalypse. Yeah, there was a couple of them because they decided, somebody on Wall Street Journal decided to go, do you see they're running your ads on some Nazi hate stuff? And it's like, Nazi hate stuff? They went and, like, literally found, like, Taliban videos or something.
But the thing is, like, 80 to 85% of people know when polled, they know that the ad has nothing to do with the person who's... Unless
that's the thing that kills me, is that it's just encouraged creators to go out and find sponsors and deal directly with companies who, if they didn't do their research at this point, know what's going on. They deal more directly with it, and cuts YouTube out of the money. And because YouTube's getting cut out of more of their money, not only because advertisers pulled all their ads, but because the creators have just gone, well, fuck you, we're just gonna go get the money directly from the sponsors.
Well, the ad money is going straight to the creators, and YouTube gets none of it.
Raid Shadow Legends, anyone? You know, YouTube gets none of it, and they're still losing out. Oh, we got a Snow in the green room. I'm gonna bring him in.
We do have a Snow in the green room. Hello, Snow.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Howdy.
What did you have for us then?
Well, the whole thing with the advertisers, that's been this platform's excuse for many, many years. And I'm wondering how this latest thing with OnlyFans is going to affect their continued use of that excuse. Because the whole thing with OnlyFans was, oh, well, we have to cut back on what we're hosting so we can still have, payment processors and such. And when push came to shove, they were able to work something out with payment processors and banks. So I'm wondering if this whole thing with the advertisers is just...
They probably showed them the money.
They're going to have to...
probably with the payment processors and said, look, here's the bill. Here's how much money we're going to be losing when we cut the hookers out. I mean, the not safe for work OnlyFans.
They are essentially hookers. They call themselves sex workers. They are essentially hookers.
When we cut, okay, I'll be polite because I'm not throwing shade. If you want to do that, go ahead and do that. But it's like, it is what it is. The sex work. If you this is how much we're going to lose when we cut out the sex work. I mean, 60% of their platform basically is going into the garbage, and they were probably looking at it going like, okay, it's either lose 60% of our platform or lose all of it because we have no payment processors. I can understand OnlyFans' decision there, but they probably looked at it and said, guys, this is a lot of money. Are you really sure you want to miss out on this?
Yeah, see, that's what OnlyFans should have done. They should have gone to their payment processors and gone, look at how much money you're making through processing this.
Tally, sweetie, that's what Eve was just saying they probably did.
Oh.
That's what they probably did. Because money talks, bullshit walks. Think of how little a company like Pepsi has to actually pay YouTube to get put into their ad lineup.
For me and you, it's a lot of money. For them, it's pennies.
Yeah, for us, it's not right. For them, it's pennies. So it's not like they're going to be saving all that much money by not advertising on YouTube. But But advertising, they do make a lot of money in sales through advertising. Yes. Yeah. And and this is, YouTube is doing this all wrong, where they can say, okay, maybe we need to customize our advertising a little bit more. Maybe we need to be more in depth on how that gets set up versus some of the other crap that we're doing. So
they could do the whole, what kind of videos do you want your ads to appear on? They could ask their advertisers that.
I will point out the part of the reason
they can absolutely do that.
Part of the reason that YouTube and sites like OnlyFans have such a problem with that kind of thing. Well, I mean, OnlyFans is a runoff of advertisers. But the reason that YouTube has such a big problem with that is because there's such a massive, gigantic amount of content on the site, and it's really, really, really difficult to police all of it. And that's why they've gone to automated systems. I can't really blame them because they're probably overworked and underpaid. They're people sitting there going through, okay, you got to watch this video, got to watch it all the way through, make sure there's nothing of this, or this in there. And I got to make sure it's even allowed to be on the site according to the rules. And then you got to turn around and tell advertisers what's in those videos and stuff. And it is a task. There's a lot to go through. And I can't really be mad at them for that, but at the same time,
something like 400 hours of video uploaded in a 24-hour period?
You're
something along
more
those
like every 5 or 10 minutes.
There's probably a couple zeros missing.
Yeah, but it's more like every 5 minutes.
Zeros missing. Right, but even then, the way they come down on their stuff, and particularly the moderation in the comments. Twitch actually does it, I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, relatively intelligently because of their auto mod settings. You can actually flag certain things and you can train it to not allow certain things. It'll automatically go, is this comment okay? And somebody like me or Rick or Mustafa or whoever go, oh yeah, no, that's okay, we're fine. Or yeah,
YouTube
right? Moderators see it first, and then they go, okay, yeah, we'll approve that comment or not. YouTube has a similar system. It's not quite as well
where
done.
Instead of
YouTube does it backwards.
Instead of YouTubers like moderators seeing it first and going, yes, I'm going to allow that comment. What they do is they flag certain words so that you can say any comments that have these words in just cannot be posted.
Yeah.
Right, but even then, right, you can get, but on that end, right, say, right, Ranting Monkey, prime example. Because YouTube is so stupid, you can't type in chat because it thinks you're being racist.
You can't type
what? You can't type monkey in chat when he's streaming because it thinks you're being racist.
Well, that's the thing to me is that's the difference between Twitch's chat and.
You know what? Isn't it more racist to assume that someone?
That's not the point, Tally. But it's right. But what I'm saying is, YouTube flags that according to YouTube.
See, now I know I've made I've definitely made the primate joke to my boyfriend.
Oh God, Tally!
Not now. Drop this now.
Tally.
He's
Drop it now, Tally.
I don't actually see him like that.
Oh my God, Tally!
Sorry.
Tally. When I say drop it, it means you're crossing the line. Drop it. Do you understand? I'm gonna have to go edit the video after this.
So
anyway, as I was saying,
jokes, but like,
as I was saying, the difference between Twitch and YouTube's chat is that Twitch has it to where you can set filters based on the words that you feel that you want to filter out, or whatever. You can use an automated set of typical slurs and things like that you want filtered out, or you can set your own or add your own to the base set, whatever you want. YouTube's is just, do you want this on or do you want this off? We have a whole list of words. Oh, and by the way, even if you have the moderation off, there are still words we're going to filter out anyways because we don't like you. We don't like people using these words, even if it lets them name your channel that.
It will moderate.
What bothers me though is the fact that they see the word monkey and think black.
Oh God, Tally!
But we don't do that. Most people don't.
Tally.
That's not the point I was making.
Drop it.
Okay.
The point I was making is Twitch has it set up so that your channel's mods can see what was said and decide before anybody else can see it if that's okay. YouTube lets whatever get thrown in the chat, and then it's up to your mods to go in and go, oh, nope, get rid of that, right?
So
the freaking raid we had on Monkey's channel a couple weeks ago. People coming in for all the freaking bot spam and sitting there having a go at it, and it happened on Minions too. We're sitting there purging comments left, right, and center because of bot raids. Twitch, that would not happen. Because
that's
the mods would get.
Well, that's the problem. Is that that is what is happening on Twitch, but you're not getting raids with just 10 bots or so like it is on YouTube. You're getting hundreds. Someone is literally raiding you with a bunch with 100 bots that are just going to spam slurs.
But with
but if your auto mods are set up right, it would flag that and not let it be seen until your mods okay it.
So your mods can just sit there and go, no, 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 no.
Right,
no.
and if the mods don't say it's okay, it never goes up.
Yeah.
Right, if a mod doesn't catch it and doesn't approve it, it never gets visible.
Yeah.
YouTube, that doesn't
happen.
It
actually times out.
Uh-huh. So it seems like there's things that could be done to help alleviate this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the Pope Catholic?
I do find it amusing that the head of the Catholic Church is
One was wondering if it's
the alpha of the Catholic Church doesn't have sex.
I'm gonna bring John in real quick because I think he wanted to comment on this as well, and then we'll probably go ahead and wrap up here in a minute. You can stay if you want to, Snow, because it's just the two of you. So.
I'm fine. I gotta get back to work anyway. You two have fun.
Well, thank you for stopping by, sweetie.
Bye, Snow.
And hello, John. Are you there?
Hello.
I know things are crazy down in there in New Zealand.
Hello?
Right now. There you are.
Yay.
Oh.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you.
John.
Kiwi. I almost made a joke then.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you ladies doing today?
I got told off.
Yep.
Wait, who told you off?
Me.
So what for now?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Let's move on.
Good.
How are you? You had something you would like to add.
I'm doing very good. I'm doing very good. How are you? I'm doing very good. I loved today's stream. It was great. Shout out to you ladies.
Thank you.
Yay.
And about the censorship thing, I'm just gonna say this. People just really need to grow thick skin and stop being offended over trivial shit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can I swear on?
I agree. Offense is taken, it is never given.
Like, there is already some content creators' Instagrams being put on the line because they reclaim a word which is originally a slur, but they use it all the time. And
like lesbians describing themselves as a dyke, or a gay guy describing themselves as queer.
Yeah.
Or like any person who's LGBT, like I'm bisexual and I use the word faggot all the time.
Or not on my channel, you don't.
Well,
sorry.
We are still live, John, so please watch your mouth.
Here in England, that's a food. It's kind of like a meatball.
Tally. It doesn't matter what it is there. It doesn't matter that it's used for it's a slang term you guys use for that thing you have in your hand right now. It doesn't matter if my mother was quoting someone when she said a word. It's still not allowed on YouTube.
Oh, damn it. Sorry.
Oh, your mother.
It's okay. Anyway,
your mother is a sweetheart.
Did you have anything else you would like to add, John? Because I'm pretty much about to shut this thing down.
I just wanted to say that the big mass censorship, a lot of people who are like, oh, mass censorship isn't real. It is. It's not a conspiracy. It's been proven. Like, look at the mass censorship of like Donald Trump when he got booted off the platform after the election.
I was explaining to my mother the other day how the ridiculous things they used to come at him with, just trying to get anything to just sling at him. You know, like they started asking him, you know, one of my friends discovered Pizzagate the other day. She found out what that was about. And then that people had the nerve to actually, like reporters who were interviewing him had the nerve to ask him questions about QAnon stuff and Pizzagate because they were just looking for anything to throw at him. And it's like, are you serious? This man don't know nothing about some conspiracy theory that he is like, for those of you who don't know, it was a conspiracy theory that he was sent by God to destroy a ring of pedophiles.
What?
Yeah.
Pizzagate.
It had something. They called it Pizzagate because it had something to do with a ring of pedophiles or something that was thrown out of a Pizza Hut. I don't know. I'm a little confused as to the details myself.
Wow.
It was a pizza place.
She's looking at me crazy right now. She's looking at me like this crazy ass look. Like, what the hell?
Oh my. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
What I find funny about people calling Donald Trump homophobic and all that
Do
sort
I
of thing
actually
is
not know? No.
he went into the White House
Hang on.
for gay marriage.
Yeah, like he did. Like, and polite. A lot of people like what do you call it?
Misconstrued.
Misunderstood what he said. It's like, oh, what's your like the press used to ask him, oh, what's your thoughts on gay marriage? He actually said he doesn't care because the issue was like dealt with, like when it was legalized back in 2015.
But even before
so
that,
leave it to my girlfriend to know about this shit.
He was interviewed, and he actually said before he ran for president that he was for gay marriage.
I said,
Yeah,
before it was
but here's the
legalized.
thing. When it comes to the woke left, or like the people who are just so ideologically opposed to like Trump because Orange Man bad, it's not good enough to them. Like, you'll never be like, what do you call intersectional enough for the left? Like when people say the left are eating each other, they literally are, because like look what they did to J.K. Rowling when she came out about like the whole like My Four State thing in the UK, and completely they like the left completely like banished her, tried to cancel her, burned her books. I'm like, you're buying books to just, she's making the money anyway.
Already, like, you can burn them as much as you like, but the fact that you bought these books means she's already made money.
Oh, she's like made lots of money, and like look at like on recently
to the bank at these people.
Like look at this, another trans creator, Blair White. In her latest video, she's been getting community like warnings from Instagram saying, oh, you used the slur, or the T slur, because basically she said, oh, I'm almost turning 30 or something, and that's like 59 in T slur years, right?
59
I remember that video.
Yeah, training years, right? And
I'll say that word. Fuck them bitches. They can come at me for it.
Yeah, like,
See,
yeah.
The tranny said it.
Yeah, a tranner said it, and these people who are probably not even trans, they hate Blair White because Blair White is the black sheep of the community. That's what she says she is. Like, I literally got into a conversation with one of my friends who knows about Blair White, and oh my god, Blair White, and I'm like, Blair White. They said that Blair White was like, can I say that word on YouTube? You know that one.
A Nazi.
Yeah.
A Nazi. Fine. Yeah, they said she was a Nazi, and I'm like,
her tuck game is on
point. Do you have
point.
any proof to back that up? Because I can send you a dozen.
Have you ever seen her in a bikini? Her tuck game is on point.
She is.
Do not get me started on Blair's tuck game. Do not get me started, because I will fucking pitch a fit. That bitch. Fuck you.
She's had years of practice.
Wait,
no, but seriously.
When it comes to tucking, I watched her tucking video, and she was like, "Oh, you do it like this, girls," and I'm just like, "Duct tape? Are you serious?"
Yeah, that's all it is. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Time out. I'm gonna be honest with you. As someone who has done that, girl, that shit at the end of the day is gonna hurt like a bitch.
Okay, so I learned from RuPaul's Drag Race about tucking. And apparently, because they got a load of straight men who have never done drag in their lives, and they took them in and did them up as drag queens. And some of them had to tuck. So these drag queens were there explaining to them, right, you've got like that hole where they fell from? Well, there's a cavity there. You got to push your testicles up into that cavity.
Push them up in there, and then just flip the dick under, and then tape it down.
Ow!
It doesn't hurt.
It numb?
The actual tucking, if you're doing it right, will not hurt you. It's when you take the tape off that hurts. Which is also why you shave as much as possible before you do this. You shave that bitch as smooth as possible, because you just tuck them up in there and then flip it over and then shoop, tape it down, and it's good. Smooth as a baby's bottom.
Shit.
It sucks coming off, but it's just like pull. If you just take a piece of tape, take a piece of duct tape, put it on any bare skin, like shaved skin. Don't put it on hair, please, Jesus, don't put it on hair. Put it on some shaved skin, and then just like peel it off and see how much that hurts after you've left it on there for an entire like day or something like that.
Yep.
Bitch,
pretty much.
I do not envy you having to do that when you wear a bikini.
Shit, that's why I don't go swimming no more.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just being honest.
You know what?
I love swimming.
Dresses.
I'm working on it.
Swim dresses.
Pat says it'll hurt. I'm packing chaos. It doesn't matter what size it is. You can literally do it the same way.
Yep.
Well, the cavity is well, that's where they came from, so it is there to accommodate them.
But with
and
the pizza,
that cavity grows as you grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they talk about that. When you got old enough that your balls dropped or your balls descended, that's where they descended from. They came out of that little cavity, and the to not get too graphic, it's a tube.
Inguinal canal.
Huh?
Inguinal canal.
Inguinal canal, not linguinal. Wait, what's that again? Inguinal canal. It is like a tube, and you just push them back up in there. It's not painful. Doesn't hurt. It's a little awkward feeling, but it doesn't. It's not super bad if you can just get used to it. If you do it a few times, it'll be like, okay, I understand how this feels now, and you'll know if you did it right too in the future.
Kind of like putting in a tampon for the first time because you don't put it in far enough.
Oh no.
It's sitting but where the muscles are. The muscles squeeze around it and it hurts.
Well, here's the thing: when you have to pull the string, once it gets stuck in there, oh my god, the struggles. I feel for all the
Nothing.
ladies.
You know what?
And sometimes ladies out there,
sometimes I do get penis envy because I think a penis is easier to take care of than a vagina.
And with that, folks, we're gonna wrap up here.
Okay, thank you for having me. I've got to go, and love you, ladies.
Have a good one, John. Thank you for stopping by.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye. And with that, kids, we're gonna wrap up here. Oh yeah, by the way, I did hear from Kayla because of course she would know this conspiracy theory shit.
Okay,
Pizzagate.
so what is Pizzagate?
The reason they called it Pizzagate is because apparently the pedos were. I'm sorry, the P words, the kid touchers were putting in an order, and they were using pizza toppings as a replacement for what they wanted in the young person that they were abusing. And
so if they wanted
no, please don't make an analogy of this, please. Even just thinking about it upsets me, but you get the point. They were using pizza toppings as a reference to say pepperoni was red hair, that kind of thing. So that's what that was about. And they were asking Trump about this on CNN. On maybe not on CNN necessarily, but NBC, CNN, they all picked up this stuff about Pizzagate, and it's like, really? And that Trump was supposed to be, sent by God to destroy these pedos, and it's just it's ridiculous. Anyway,
well, there was also the conspiracy theory that Wayfair, the furniture shop, was selling kids. Yeah. And the way they got around it was by selling a piece of furniture
with a kid attached to it
for with a cupboard that was regularly $150, that when it was marked at 10 grand. But as it turned out, it was just a placeholder for when that item had sold out, so they didn't have to get rid of the listing. So they could just wait until they got more in.
Wanted to show a Happy on the stream.
And what does Happy say?
Don't touch kids. That's weird.
It is weird. Well done, Happy.
Also, because Saints Row won't do it anymore, fuck bitches get money. He keeps looking at me like, Mom, why are we doing this again? They already know to fuck bitches get money. Travis says, I'm in the green room. Okay, Travis, if we can get your mic to work today, we'll pull you in, but let's see. You there, Travis?
Can you hear us? Is it going to work today?
I don't know if it's going to work today.
I don't think it's going to work. We worked out what the issue with Travis's thing is. It's when we drag him in, because when he connects to a voice chat on his own, it works. But when we drag him in, his mic doesn't work.
Yeah, it's got something to do with the permissions, and unfortunately I can't change that because I can't leave it as an open room. I guess I could give him like a special permission.
I did suggest giving him a special permission. Just tell him he has to give us prior warning before he joins.
Here, let's do this. I don't know if I gave them permission, but I'll give them that.
I'm almost out of water and I want more wine. Eve, as the night goes on, my abs are hurt. My abs. Oh.
Your abs are hurting more?
Oh.
Your camera's frozen. Oh, there you go. You're good now.
What? Oh. Yeah, as time goes on, I'm gradually in more and more pain. My abs hurt so much. They're gonna really hurt tomorrow. And the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Myself. Why am I doing this to myself?
Come on, Travis.
You told him that.
I did. I messaged him, DM'd him, and we said something on stream about it. So if he's not listening, then I can't. How else I can get a message to him? Anywho, as it stands, we do need to wrap up. So we'll get you on next time for sure, Travis. And that's gonna do it for us. Cause yeah. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh wait, real quick before we go.
What? Are we gonna do the boop?
Oh, we gotta do the boop.
We gotta do the boop. Boop.
Boop. Boop. Boop. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you like, oh, there he goes.
There he is! Yay!
There you go.
Woohoo!
You hear
Hi.
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 You made it.
Well, I finally got it to work on the phone, so I set the phone up on the tripod, and now I got that. I got a webcam for the computer, and not only did it not work, somehow the driver for it fucked up the webcam in the one that's built into the laptop to where it doesn't work.
Oops.
Except on StreamYard. I got it to go on StreamYard, so I was able to go on Lords of the Night, one of the last nights that they had the call-in. So, but it still won't work on Discord or anything else.
Well, now you've got special permission, so you can, just give us prior warning.
Yeah, we'll when you before we let you come in, we'll just give you a permission to come in so that you can.
Yeah.
Where's the doggy? Cannibalistic Wizard, you're just like you're late. You're just late. The dog has been up here like 12 times already. Okay, twice. She's been up here twice today. The beginning and then just a few minutes ago. And you just
the other
you just
one
missed.
hasn't come in though.
And I came in right in the middle of discussion of ball trucking too. So I mean,
well, you sent in the donation earlier, so.
Yeah, you did. Thank you for that.
Well, I've been popping back and forth because I had I had to switch over to AAA because I wanted to tell Drunkle about the golf club saga because I've been like updating him about that repeatedly.
The only golf club saga I know about was when I accidentally hit my brother in the head with a golf club.
Well, this guy I ordered a camera on eBay and I got a golf club. And for like 3 weeks, me and this guy have been going back and forth because I'm like, I want my camera. They're like, well, I can refund you the money. Just send me back the golf club. I'm like, no, I want the tracking number for the camera before I send the golf club back.
Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
Because I know what he did. He sent that to me because the camera undersold.
Wow.
So I finally got it.
I'm assuming this isn't a cheap camera. You probably paid several $100s for this camera, right?
Oh, just like
has it arrived?
It did. It is the vintage Minolta's X700.
Oh, hell.
That's a nice camera.
It's a big, expensive looking camera. So here's Doggy, Cannibalistic Wizard. Here's the puppy.
But yeah, I have to tell him about that. It's been going back and forth. But the final phase of it is today in the mail, I got the golf club returned to me because of incorrect postage or something.
Keep it.
I was like, I'm going to send it. I said, hey, do you want me to? I could send this to you. I think it'd be fucking hilarious. But yeah, he never said anything.
That would be hilarious.
Keep it.
Send it to Tally.
I think you'll find the postage on that is ridiculous.
I promise if you do, I will not assault my brother with it.
This time.
Okay, to be fair.
It
was an accident.
To be fair.
I didn't I didn't see him. Right. We were driving golf balls. So I swang at this ball, brought it up round after I hit the ball, and hit him on the head. But it was an accident because I looked behind me.
So she can't promise that she won't accidentally hit her brother in the head with said golf club. So
it's not the first time I've hit him in the head either. We've all had head injuries. But I looked behind me to see if there was anyone behind me, and because I've got a blind spot, I didn't see him. And I swung, hit the ball, it followed up through, and I hit him in the head with it. 2 years later, I got an eye test done. And it was discovered that my light sensors in the back of my eye is actually missing a chunk on this side. So I've actually got a blind spot. And my response, after 2 years of the shit I got for hitting my brother with a golf club, was I didn't see him.
Oh.
After the optician said that I've got a blind spot, I just turned to my mum and said, I didn't see him.
Well, with that said, Travis, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry we couldn't keep you on very long, but we do need to wrap up. We're over 2 hours here at this point. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. If you like what we do on this channel, share with your friends. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you're watching this in the post after show thing, make sure you leave a comment. Tell us what you like, what you didn't. And thank you to everyone in chat for showing up, and thank you as well to Travis, Snow, and John for popping in here and talking with us. But thank you most of all to my lovely co-host, Miss Delita Constantine. I absolutely adore doing this show with you, sweetheart. Except for when you try to say crazy shit on the stream that gets us yeeted. Come over, I'm gonna hop across the sea just to pop your mouth.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
No.
Anyway.
I
guess. So bad.
I guess I'll tell old Tally the story about the golf club and the sheriff car later.
Okay. We'll have that story another time. Or you can save it for next week. We'll have you on next week now that we got the issue figured out. So.
Well, I've got so many stories. Okay.
If you can make it. Anyway.
Anyway,
with that
segment.
With that, we're gonna get out of here, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Lay back, relax, enjoy it all. Saturday night, it's time to say no more. S&M with Tally and KRC. Come pleasure or pain, welcome to the stream.